That down? Let's move on to this, shall we? Bloomberg put out an interesting article yesterday that caught my attention. That, in a world right now where movie theater attendance is dwindling, and in a year-by-year basis, every once in a while we see these big thrushes. I think we're about coming in July. I think we're going to see a lot of movie going in July, man.
Yeah.
But overall, looking at it on a year-by-year scale, movie attendance is struggling. And so the Brain Trust, over at the world's largest exhibition company, AMC Theatres, gathered together and said, we need to come up with a way to entice moviegoers to come back to the movie theaters. Fewer and fewer of them are coming. What can we do, my minions? Says Adam Aron, CEO of AMC. What can we do, my minions, to appeal to those moviegoers, saying, hey, here's better value for your time and money. Come on back to the theaters. And one lowly, I imagine, executive in the AMC boardroom raised his hand and said, let's play more commercials in front of the movie. To which Adam Aron, being the sage, wise leader that he is, said, bingo, and did his best Jean-Luc Picard and said, make it so. And so, according to Bloomberg, AMC Theatres has proudly announced the answer to all the problems of declining movie attendance. We're going to play more fucking commercials. Bloomberg writes the following. AMC Entertainment Holdings, Inc. has agreed to run more advertising in its theaters, ending its years-long opposition to commercials that have come right before the movies. The largest U.S. Theater chain, AMC, reached an agreement with National Cinemedia, Inc. to run the spots according to a statement Tuesday. National Cinemedia owns and operates an ad network in major theater chains, including AMC, Cinemark Holdings, and Regal Cinemas. Starting July 1st, AMC Theaters will feature a platinum spot.
This is the worst thing I've ever heard, by the way.
Platinum spot that's shown on screens right before the start of the film. The theater chain, which has struggled financially, will get a cut of the ad sales, receiving what it described as, quote-unquote, vital revenue. Vital revenue. Okay. Let's talk about this for a second. Again, as I alluded to a little bit earlier, there is a problem in moviegoing, and in the sense that less of it is happening. Movie theaters are making it less and less appealing to go to the movie theaters. Number one, the prices keep increasing. And by the way, I do not put all the blame for that on the movie theaters. I mean, that's the movie studios spending more and more and more money on the movies they're making, thus requiring them to take more and more money from the movie theaters in the ticket take, thus requiring the movie theaters to raise their prices. I'm not putting all the blame for that on the movie theaters. I'm not. So let me acknowledge that. But for the average moviegoer, they're looking at increased ticket prices all the time. You want to go get a popcorn and a soda, which is a vital part of the moviegoing experience. You're literally now paying like $20+ to get a soda and a box of popcorn. Heaven help you if you bring a date. Oh my God. Celibacy, my friends. It's the financial answer to the world's problems. Anyway. And on top of that, whence paying for a movie, and that they are told, says right there, 7 o'clock. Used to be in the day, that meant the movie really started at 7:10. Then it meant it started at 7:15. Then it meant it started at 7:20. Then it meant it started at 7:25. And now there are times that it even means like 7:30, 7:32, 7:33. And now, the brain children of the gods have decided that the big answer to this is adding more commercials. Stealing even more of the moviegoer's time. Stealing even more of the moviegoers, I would say, value propositioning in what you're getting in exchange for going. I like to illustrate it like this. Imagine that you went to a website that you like to frequent regularly. Let's just say IGN, for an example. Let's say you go to IGN. There are ads that pop up on IGN, but you know what? That's okay, because it's free. It's free to read IGN. So you expect, hey, they need to make money. There are going to be some ads around there, and you get right into it. But may I propose that even if it was free, if you went to ign.com/bubbly and you go to read an article and they say, hey, thanks for clicking on this and wanting to read the article, sit back and relax and watch the next 15 fucking minutes of commercials before we show you the ad. Would you go to IGN anymore? Would anybody go to IGN if you had to sit and watch 15 minutes of commercials before they showed you an article, and that's a free article? How would you respond if IGN says you go to ign.com/bubbly and they go, oh, thanks for coming to read this. Before we let you read it, we need you to pay us $15 to see the ad or just to read the article. You go, wow, $15 to read the article. Well, I heard it's a good article. I heard it's got some really good information in it. I heard it's written in witty prose. I'm sure it's going to be a great article. Okay. Credit card information there, $15. And now we're going to make you watch 15 minutes of fucking ads. Before we let you read the article, you just paid us $15 to watch. How does that make any sense? And yet, the movie theater industry over the years has fucking sensitized the audience so much that we go, oh, but for moviegoing, that's perfectly acceptable. Oh, it's just a part of moviegoing. Fuck that. We pay you in upwards of $20 or more to come in and sit in your theater. We have bought a premium, what should be a premium experience. You don't have the fucking right to throw 25 minutes, 30 minutes of commercials in front of my face when I fucking paid you to be here. And if I seem a little upset.
No, keep going.
Noticed.
This is amazing.
If I seem a little upset.
It's fantastic.
It's because I care. I love the movie-going experience. I love going into a big theater with 1,000 strangers and the lights go dim and we all laugh and gasp and screech and cheer and thrill all together in a big, wonderful communal experience. It's one of the best things in life. What is best in life, Conan? Movie-going experience. That's what's best in life.
Well, the lamentations of the women are pretty good, too.
Well, and driving my engine before you and hearing the lamentations of the women. That is also good. And then here comes the problem. And I've mentioned this before. You are presented with an issue. Fewer and fewer people are coming to the movies. It's a statistical fact. Okay, that's our problem. We can do one of two things. Because fewer and fewer people coming means we're making less and less money. You have one of two paths you can take. Path number one, let us increase the user experience. Let's make it more appealing to our moviegoers to come into our temples of entertainment, to give them a more pleasant night out, to give them an experience that they felt good about spending a little bit of money on, having a good time. Let's do the things we can do to bring more people back to the theaters, thus raising our revenue. That's one path you can take. Oh no, AMC and guys like Adam Aron are too smart for that. They choose the second path. And the second path, which they have chosen, is, wow, fewer and fewer people are coming to the movie theaters. Oh, well, let's do what we can do to squeeze more money and erode the viewer experience to get more money out of the faithful that are still coming. By increasing our popcorn prices, by forcing them to watch more commercials, by doing all these things, instead of trying to get more people to come, let's just put a tariff and a tax on the faithful moviegoers who are still coming. Now, of course, that leads down a deadly path. Well, now you've made the experience worse, so even fewer people will come, thus lowering your revenue, thus making you try to squeeze even more money out of the people still coming, which creates a negative experience, which means fewer people come, which means you lower your revenue again, which means you raise prices, and the cyclical spiral of death continues. If I seem upset, it's because I love the movie-going experience and I'm watching them fucking killing themselves. I'm watching them kill themselves. AMC's excuse will be the fourth grade child's excuse. Everybody else is doing it. Here's the brainchild. Here's the little nugget of wisdom that came out of them. They said, we looked at other movie theater chains that seem to be doing this, and they don't seem to be suffering any consequences for doing it. There's been no consequences to other movie theaters doing this? Movie theater attendance is down year over year. What the fuck are you talking about? That there's been no negative repercussions? Now, is that the only reason movie theater attendance has gone down? Absolutely not. I'm not suggesting otherwise. But for you to just ignore the fact that that is absolutely one of the factors in movie attendance going down, then you're an idiot. It moved me to the point that I did one of the very rare things that I ever do. I took to social media. I don't do that often, but I took to social media and I decided to draft as a nobody, as just an individual lover of movie going, lover of these temples of cinema. Like, I'm a fucking nobody. I'm not saying, oh, John Campea wrote that. No. It's useless. It's nothing. It's going to go into the ether and it's going to disappear like a fart in the wind. But I felt motivated to jump online and write a little open letter to AMC Theatres, to which I said the following. Dear AMC Theatres, in light of your recent announcement that you'll be adding more ads on your screens after the advertised movie time, thus wasting more of my time that I paid you to have in your movie theater without giving me more value for that money, I have decided to recoup that money by no longer buying any of your overpriced popcorn, soda, or candy at any of your concession stands. By my estimation, I spend roughly $25 per visit at the concession stand. That's my own stupid fault. That's my own fault. I spend roughly $25 per visit at the concession stand between my wife and I. Given how often I visit, I'm estimating I spend around $200 a month there, maybe upwards of $2,400 a year. That makes me feel stupid when I look at that number, but probably about $2,400 a year I spend at your concession stands. That won't be happening anymore. I hope forcing me as a single individual to watch another commercial is worth that $2,400 to you. Your theaters charge a premium for moviegoers to attend your locations, yet you insist on continuously eroding the experience we get for that premium. Therefore, I will also be highly recommending my fellow moviegoers to bypass your concession stands from now on. If you want to steal time away from us, then we should reciprocate by keeping our money away from you. I will also no longer try to dissuade my fellow moviegoers from piracy. It has been said that if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Well, I would add, if paying a premium price doesn't get you a premium experience, find a cheaper way to get your premium experience. I was proud to have worked with AMC. Now you are a joke and an embarrassment. Instead of enticing moviegoers back to the theaters with a better experience, you tax the remaining faithful moviegoers with higher prices and diminished experiences. Your tombstone will read, death by suicide. Let me touch on a couple of things I've mentioned in there. Number one, my fellow movie fans. It's done. Do not go. If your movie theater shows more than 15 minutes, if your movie theater starts the movie more than 15 minutes after when they tell you it starts, they're stealing your time. Do not buy movie theaters concessions anymore. I do it as a matter of principle. Do not buy their shit anymore. I have always justified it for them, Rob. I've always said, I get it. The popcorn's expensive. I get it. The soda's expensive, but that's how they pay their bills. I understand it. I love my buttery popcorn when I'm watching a movie, but you know what? If you're going to steal my time from me, you ain't getting my money from me. And I'm going to do this every day on the John Campea Show for the next little while. I'm going to start and end my show by saying, remember guys, when you go to the movie theaters, sneak in your snacks, eat beforehand, whatever. Do not buy a single goddamn kernel of popcorn from your local movie theater anymore if they are a movie theater that is stealing your time, particularly AMC Theatres. Don't do it. Don't give them a single another dime. If they're charging you with your time, with all these commercials and 30 minutes, like a half hour of stuff of wasting your time, do not give them another red cent. Don't give them a red cent. Kind of have to go see the movies, and that's fine, but do not give them another penny. Don't give them another penny. My fellow movie fans, stop buying their popcorn, stop buying their sodas. Don't buy another damn thing from them. Bring in your M&Ms, bring in your chocolate-covered almonds, or just eat them before you go and go out for dinner afterwards and give your money to somebody else who deserves it more. The second thing I want to address that I put in there is the fact that I abhor piracy. I abhor it. Contrary to how people try to self-justify and say it's not really stealing. Yes, it is. We've proven that it is stealing. It's stealing. You know what? I ain't going to tell people not to do it anymore. I'm not saying I'm encouraging it. I'm just telling people I'm not going to tell them not to do it anymore. You know why? Because these fucking movie theaters keep stealing our time. They're stealing from us. Now, independent filmmaker goes out and makes DVDs like our good friend John Schnepp did. Don't go pirate that stuff. Don't do that. I'm going to keep telling people not to do that to independents and people who make their own movies. Don't do that. And I'm not telling you to pirate anything. Let me be clear. But I'm just simply saying, Rob, I ain't going to discourage anybody anymore. Because if they're going to steal from you, who am I to tell you not to reciprocate? Who am I to tell you not to retaliate? Again,
Well, piracy isn't hurting movie theaters, though. It's hurting studios and filmmakers.
It could hurt. Look, but again, they're kind of part of a systemic problem of how high the prices are and stuff like that. Again, I am not encouraging it. I am not. Let me be very clear. But I can't in good conscience anymore sit here and tell people not to do it. I'm not going to discourage it. I'm not going to tell you to do it. I'm not encouraging you to do it, but I'm not going to discourage it either. Yeah, do what you want to do. And anyway, Rob, and I know I've gone on about this pretty damn long. I just,
but
it comes
I'm going to give you an applause for that, though.
It comes from a place that I love the movie theaters. I love going to their facilities. I love walking into their buildings. I love sitting down with a big box of popcorn and a soda and getting lost in the magic of the movies. And I love doing it in a movie theater because that's always going to be 5 times better than doing it in the same fucking couch that you plant your fat ass on, 29 other nights of the month. I love it. And that's why it pisses me off when I see them keep inflicting self-harm on themselves and using the moviegoers as the whipping boys to do it. Anyway, guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Ridge. Okay, let's talk about this. This is easily one of my favorite upgrades I've made all year. This right here is the Ridge wallet, and it is such an upgrade over my old bulky leather wallet. You know the one, it looked like a sandwich and it felt like you were sitting on a brick. Ridge is a sleek, modern wallet that holds up to 12 cards plus cash, and look at this slim design. It's made from premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Mine is absolutely beautiful and I get compliments on it all the time. And here's a part of it that really gives me peace of mind. It's got RFID blocking technology. That means your info stays safe from digital pickpockets. Plus, every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever need. And right now, just in time for Father's Day, Ridge is having a huge sale. Get up to 40% off your order at ridge.com/Campea. Just head to ridge.com/Campea to find the perfect gift for dad or yourself. When you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Give dad the upgrade he deserves this year. Rob, there's a story in Bloomberg saying AMC is going to be adding more commercials pre-show. What are your thoughts?
Well, the thing that I thought was really terrible about this is they're going to put this premium ad on right before the movie starts. That's what they said in that article. Like, they're going to have that one. Now, I'll give you an example. I love my local Harkins Theater. They're a smaller theater chain. There's not very many Harkins theaters in California. And Harkins has turned, since I've lived here, out here in the Inland Empire, I like going to the theater before, like an hour before the movie, because they have a nice bar there. I find that I have an interesting social experience. I've been recognized a few times. I've had great conversations with people. I went to see the secret movie because I had heard, like you, it was going to be The Life of Chuck. The girl, the bartender, knew her movies. She knew her horror. She knew what was coming out. So we were having a talk about upcoming films. So Harkins has become a place where I go to spend extra time enjoying the theater itself. I love their lobby. I love their food. I love the people that work there. The managers are nice. So it's a great experience. And that, to me, is what they should focus on. Make the movie theater a place that you enjoy. And then when the movie started, I don't think there was any commercials, but there was like 4 trailers that I hadn't seen before. And then I love the trailers, and then they have the Harkins logo, and then the movie starts. And that experience, the whole experience of going to that Harkins Mountain Grove 16 theater,
very reminiscent of the arc, the way the ArcLight experience used to be.
I was going to say it. Even the lobby, the big lobby, is ArcLight in its
right.
feel. It has a great feel to it.
Very classy feel.
Yeah, there's a class. Yes. Even the walk up, it has a huge, like the opening where they have like these big oversized posters that they're not standard one sheet size. There's just something about that whole experience. I've never been to another Harkins theater, so I can't speak to, but that's what I like. They turn the place. There's a reverence about movies.
High ceilings. You feel like you're going into a place.
It does. It has a big, and here's the thing. If you show a commercial right before the movie starts, that is one of the most diminishing. You want to diminish the experience for a viewer. They're going to be like, what am I watching TV now?
Yeah.
Like if I watch a string of trailers and then the last thing they show me before the movie starts is a commercial for, I don't know, Viagra, whatever, Hims, or whatever the hell it is. I've never taken those. I don't know. I don't need them. But I don't know what that's going to do. Why would you do that? I mean, if you're trying to create an experience for people, why would you show a commercial as the last thing that people are going to see? It's cool to have trailers. And then the logo there's something special about it. You've seen the trailers and then the logo for Harkins comes up and then the movie starts. Because that's what it is. The Harkins is presenting you this experience. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why would I want to then see a commercial that has nothing to do with movies or nothing to do with the venue that I'm in? Why would you do that?
Here's an interesting little statistic. Now, I might be off on this, but we did the math on this once a couple of years ago, and it may have changed. But we figured for not a movie trailer, but a commercial that plays, right? The movie theater will be getting roughly about 30 cents for an individual, per individual watching that ad, right? Now you multiply that by a whole bunch of people. Like,
sure.
That can add up. You're going to lose out on my $25 concession stand purchase for that 30 cents. And to Rob's point, like at least when it's a trailer or something like that, you're going from getting warmed up for a movie theater experience. Hopefully it's a short number of trailers, but you go from being warmed up for a movie theater experience into drive the new Ioniq 5 and like, or hey, you excited about this movie? Get your dick excited for sex again. Take Cialis or whatever. It seems counterintuitive. Sorry, did I interrupt? I didn't mean to break your chain of thought.
No,
I was thinking of Cialis.
I was agreeing with you. I didn't think that was a question. I thought I was just sitting here going, yes. I mean, it just makes me sad. Like this, when you're at a movie theater or you're at the AMC boardroom meeting. And yeah, let's put a premium commercial. First of all, the commercial time is when you go get your food. So I'm not looking at those commercials anyway. I want to see the trailers And everybody knows I'll go to the bathroom again or beforehand, if I forgot, because I was sitting at the bar and had 2 beers, having a nice communal time meeting other moviegoers, talking about our excitement to see movies.
You know what would be better, would be more effective? 2 things. 1, why don't you do print advertisement in the lobbies of whatever it is, their sponsor of the month or the week? 2, why don't you run specific sponsored perks for AMC moviegoers, brought to you by the people at blah, blah, blah. So it's integrated, and it's about a perk that you're getting, and you're getting value back while they're making money, as opposed to just like sit and watch this.
You know what? And look, I know I've said this before, but let me say it again here. All this is solved. All of it is solved. If, what did NATO just rename themselves again to? Cinema United?
Yeah, Cinema United.
If Cinema United, just all the member theater chains, including AMC and Regal and Cinemark, if they all agreed to a new rule, we advertise showtime and the movie start time.
Right.
You say showtime 7 p.m., movie starts at 7:32. All this is not a problem anymore. As long as you just tell me when the actual movie starts and I can choose to skip all those ads that I paid to not see, all these problems go away. But they won't do that.
But the thing is, that premium spot for a commercial right before the movie starts. I mean, look, remember, I do understand that we're talking about going to movies, and there's a lot more pressing problems in this crazy world we live in. But since we're talking about movies and entertainment on this show, and I'm talking about the experience of going to movies, which I've done since I was a kid, the last thing why is it that the corporate world is trying to diminish the very thing they're trying to sell us? Like, it is not helping movie theaters by putting a premium ad in front of the movie that you want to see. Especially if you've seen, it doesn't help movie theaters in the long run. It might give them money, but it's not going to help patrons go and patronize their establishment more.
Yeah, we've gone on this for long, and that's all my fault because I ranted way too long. I apologize. But I want to end this whole thing by putting an open invitation to the CEOs, to the executives, anybody at AMC Theaters. It's not even an invitation. It's a dare. I dare you to send me an email, drop me a note, and explain to me how adding another commercial before the movie time benefits the moviegoer. Go ahead. Write it to me. Send it. I'll be, if you actually send, by the way, that's not rhetorical. If you actually send something to me and it actually makes sense, I'll be more than happy to read it on my show. I dare you. Write to me an email and tell me how it benefits the moviegoer, how it enhances the moviegoer's experience and makes it an experience that will make it more likely that that moviegoer will want to come back again.
Yep.
Send me that email. Go ahead. The floor is fucking yours. Send it. You won't, because you're goddamn cowards. And you're stupid. And your mom's dumb. Anything else I can think of. Anyway.
And you throw like a girl.
You throw like a girl. You still probably dress better than me, though. Anyway, guys, question is
I don't know. You looked pretty snazzy last night.
I did. Anne picked out my outfit. I got to give her all that.
I got to give you both props. That dress she was wearing was banging.
She looked great, didn't she?
She looked great.
She looked great. All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think? Tell me how happy you are that AMC is going to now put more commercials in front of your movies and how great this is. I would love to hear your thoughts. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
I can't wait to see the comments on this clip.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.